Hello, everybody out there in Rumble, X, and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego, and today we're going to talk about Eat, Pray, Love. Eat, Pray, Love with Julia Big Mouth Roberts, who I can't stand. One of the reasons that women movies are not good is because of her. All right. All respect to her success in Hollywood. She was the face of feminism, okay, in the rom-coms and dramas of the 1990s and the early 2000s, okay? She was the queen of the chick flick. Her and Meg Ryan were like back and forth for queen of like the female type movies, okay? The chick flicks. All right, whether it's a rom-com or whether it's a romantic drama or whatever, okay? They were up there fighting each other for dominance in Hollywood, okay? Everything was either Meg Ryan or Julia Roberts. Meg Ryan was more of, I would say, more of a pixie type girl, more of an approachable woman, you know, happy-go-lucky, whereas Julia Roberts was more of a serious woman, more of like a bitchy woman, you know? So they both had their own demographics there, but they appeal to a lot of women, a lot of white women in America, okay? They saw themselves in the characters that Meg Ryan and Julia Roberts portrayed in the movies, okay? Which is why they were so successful. Okay, that and some other things, the scripts had to be very good, and they're talented. They're both talented women, and I can't take nothing away from that, okay? Julia Roberts, when she acts like a total insufferable bitch in a movie, you believe it. You believe it. It's almost like she didn't have to act to do that, So I mean, she's on point as far as the characterization goes, portraying that. Julia Roberts is very good at eliciting emotion from her expressions, okay? She can emote very well. That mouth of hers is a big asset, okay? So when she smiles, it takes up the whole screen, okay? So, most women can't smile like that. So she definitely projects the emotions that she wants the viewer to see, okay? A lot of this movie, okay, is basically her emoting to get you to quit thinking, okay? Her performance in here makes you want to focus on the emotions that the character is feeling as opposed to whether or not this makes any sort of sense. It wants you to turn your brain off, okay? Now, most rom-coms do that. Most chick flicks do that, okay? But in this one, it was so friggin' obvious. Maybe I'm a little jaded because I'm older now. I saw this movie a long time ago. I think I saw it in 2011 or something like that, okay? It's a 2010 movie, okay? I saw it once and I never saw it again. The biggest thing I took out of it was that, and I think the reason I watched it was because a lot of women, I watched it with a woman, but a lot of women were talking about it, and the girl I was dating had read the book, but she hadn't seen the movie yet, so she wanted to watch it with me, so we watched it, okay? I think we rented it at Blockbuster. Yeah, that used to be a thing back then, okay? And we watched it, and I saw it, I was like, okay, this is what it is, and that's it. Okay, I didn't really try to deconstruct it or nothing, or to try to think about what they were trying to say here. I think everything they wanted to say was pretty self-evident, okay? And I didn't think too much about it at the time, and now you want to fast forward 15 years, and when you look at society, when you look at dating right now, and when you look at, marriages right now, like the insanely high rate of divorce, okay, it's over 50% for your first marriage. If either one of you or both of you have a college degree, it's more like 70% divorce for your first marriage. 70 to 80% of the time that a couple gets divorced, it's the woman that files for divorce. Okay, so you see what I mean? You see where this is going? Second marriages, automatic 75% divorce rate. Third marriages, 90% divorce rate, whether you have a college degree or not, okay? So it's not getting better, okay? Relationships are not getting better, okay? And when you factor in there's children involved, there's stepchildren, there's half brothers, half sisters, all this crazy stuff, which is the American family today. It's not one. Okay, it's a combination of blended families. Okay, it's dad living with his second wife who's got a kid with, but he's raising her two kids from her previous marriage. Meanwhile, mom is over here with, with my stepbrother's dad living with him. He's raising me, even though I'm not his son. Blah, blah, blah. But I see my real dad. And then I got my sister. Well, that's from when my mom had a one-night stand back when she was 18. So my older sister now, she sees her father every once a year. And all three of us are living here, And my stepdad doesn't really like me or my older sister because we're not his biological children. He only likes the youngest one because that's actually his daughter. And blah, blah. And I see my dad, once every 2 weeks and blah, blah, blah. So he spends more time with his adopted children than he does with his biological child. You see what I mean? That's modern day America, modern day families. Okay. And when you look at the divorce rate and you look at, who's filing for divorce, okay, it comes down to this. All right. It comes down to this. Okay. The majority of divorces in America are because the wife is not happy. Go figure. The wife is not happy. She ain't happy. Okay. Now, all throughout history, there's been plenty of wives that weren't happy with their husbands, okay? But they didn't get divorced over it. So why is it now, all of a sudden, that divorce is just going crazy? Well, there's a lot of reasons for it, okay? It's actually a very big, complex issue, which I can't get into all of it now, okay? That's not what this video is about. But there's a lot of factors, okay? A lot of factors, okay, for this, okay? Social media is to blame. Okay, especially now, today, everyone's on their phone. You got dating apps and stuff like that. The grass is always greener. You deserve better, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. There's lots of reasons for it, okay? But one of the biggest reasons, I think, okay, is this movie, Eat, Pray, Love. What does this movie tell us? This movie tells us that if you're not happy with your husband, not boyfriend, your husband, then you need to leave. If you're not happy, you need to get out. If the relationship ain't the way you want it to be, you need to leave. You need to go. You need to go sow your wild oats. Okay? You need to abandon your responsibilities as a mother. Not in this case, because, obviously she's a libtard. Liz, whatever her name is, the woman that wrote this piece of crap. She also wrote Coyote Ugly. Liz Gilbert, okay? She has no children. No, an independent, white, libtard, rich, woman, okay, living in New York, has no children. Oh my God, somebody call Ripley. Okay, yeah, she has no children. She's never gonna have children because she's a boss bitch. Her career comes first. Her career, her shopping, her traveling, her stuffing her fat ass, her riding the cock carousel, all that stuff comes first before a family, before a husband, before any of that stuff, all right? Okay, and in the beginning of this movie, she's married, and then she decides that she's not happy. We're never really given a reason why she's not happy. She's just not happy, okay? She's not happy with her husband, okay? And for the 2 minutes that we see her husband, what is there to be unhappy about him? Well, let's see. When I left off in the last video, she went to Bali by herself, apparently, without her husband. So maybe that's why he's not perfect, because you didn't invite him on your vacation to Indonesia. Okay, she went to Bali and she sought out some old medicine man, some toothless medicine man who speaks really good English for a guy that lives out in the country of Indonesia. Okay, and so does everyone he lives with. They all speak English because they understood her English. All of them did. Okay, and she tells him, she reads his palm, and she probably paid him like $500. Okay, whatever. Okay, which, in Indonesia is like $5 million. Okay, and he told her in really good English, he told her that she's going to be married twice, one for a long time, one for a short time. Okay, and he didn't tell her which one because she's married at the time. Am I in the short one right now or the long one? He couldn't tell her. He told her she's going to lose all of her money, but she'll get it back. Okay, and that she's going to come back here to Indonesia, okay, and stay here for a few months. And when she comes back here, I'm going to teach her everything I know. Okay, all that kind of crap, all right? And of course, she believed it because he's a short, bald, old, Indonesian guy with no teeth, so of course, She believes it, okay? And he's got mystical powers. Like, you couldn't just spend $2 on a Zoltar machine at the damn Ripley's, believe it or not, and gotten the exact same message, okay? Like, you couldn't just go to freaking Panda Express and ask for a free fortune cookie, and they would give you the exact same message with the exact same amount of clarity, okay? No, she had to go to Indonesia to do all this crap, okay? That should tell you something right there, entitlement. Entitlement is a big deal here. This movie will not draw attention to it. Okay, this movie doesn't want you to see the strings that are being pulled. Okay, but I see them. I see them. Okay, and I'm going to point them out to you. Because a lot of you women, you watch this movie, you see Julia Roberts smiling, and you're immediately sucked in. Whatever happens to her, it's the truth. Whatever that Indonesian medicine man said, it's the truth. That's what's going to happen because it's real. Why? Because she's in Indonesia right now, so it must be true. The fact that he's not trying to rip her off or something never crosses your mind. Okay, you see what I mean? The fact that she went all the way to Indonesia to get her fortune told means that the fortune is true. You see what I mean? Otherwise, if it wasn't true, that would mean that Liz Gilbert is a freaking idiot. Okay? And we can't have that because she's the main character. So, because if we establish that she's a total dumbass fucking idiot for going to Indonesia to get her fortune read, then we can't take anything else that happens to her or any of the decisions that she makes later on in the movie. We can't take it seriously. Because we already established at the very beginning that she's a fucking idiot. Oh, but we don't want you to think about that. Okay. Let's keep going here, okay? All right, so that happened, right? Now we go to 6 months later. Now, 6 months later, obviously she lives in New York. Why? She's in the publishing industry. Writers live in New York because that is the mecca of publishing, not just in the world, in the United States, but in the world. Okay, New York is where all the publishing houses are. Okay, it's all gynocentric. It's all run by women. Okay, it's all gate-kept by women. Men aren't allowed to publish shit anymore unless they're gay. Okay, and definitely no toxic masculinity. You can't have any of that crap anymore. Okay, everything's got to be for women. Okay, because books are mostly bought by women today. It's not because men quit reading. No, they sure as hell didn't quit reading. They just found there was nothing to read for them. That's the problem. That is the problem. You're going to notice that most self-publishers, people that just publish their own books out of their closet, are men. Because the big companies, the Simon and Schusters, okay, they're not hiring, they're not purchasing books from men. It's all about women, okay? Yeah, you didn't notice that, did you? Okay, but it's true. Like this piece of crap, okay? Like Eat, Pray, Love. You think a man who just decided to write about, hey, leaving his wife and going around and fucking a bunch of people and stuffing his fat ass, you think like any publisher would take that seriously and publish it? Hell no. Minus make a movie out of it? Hell no. It would never happen. But if a woman does it, oh, it's okay because that's relatable. Oh, I understand her struggle. You see what I mean? It's a load of shit. Okay? It's hypocritical and it's a load of shit. All right? But that's the message this movie's promoting. Be selfish. Put yourself first. Okay? That's the message of this movie, all right? And a lot of women took this movie to heart, and that's why there's so many fucked up marriages right now, or marriages that are about to be divorced, people that are about to end their marriages. Why? Because one day they looked at their husband, and guess what? He doesn't look the way he did 20 years ago, okay? He ain't the same man. The fact that you don't either, that doesn't matter, okay? Because you're a queen, okay? But you deserve better than this lump of shit snoring next to you in bed, okay? Okay, you deserve nothing but the best. You're only 240 pounds. You deserve the best in life. Okay? You deserve a hot-ass guy, a fucking billionaire on a jet with no fucking kids and a six-pack. 6'4". That's what you deserve, and that's what you're going to get because you're a queen. Okay? So dump this fucking loser, dump the zero, and get you a hero. Okay? You see what I mean? Get the fuck up, okay? Divorce his ass, take the fucking house, kick him out of his own house that he's fucking paying for, okay? Let the kids live with him, shit, so that you can go to Europe and stuff your fucking fat ass and ride the cock carousel with every fucking swinging dick out there willing to get hard for your fucking 240-pound ass, okay? That is what this movie's telling you, and that's a good thing because you're a queen and you deserve nothing but the best, okay? Anyway, so that's what's going on here. So 6 months later, after she comes back from Bali, she comes back to New York. She's at a party, like a publisher's party. The stuff up rich people. They always have parties in their houses and shit, or at their jobs and stuff. It's a little cocktail party. There's hors d'oeuvres. People are mingling and shit. And there's Julia Roberts. There's Liz Barnett. Is that her name again? Who gives a shit? Liz Gilbert, sorry, Liz Gilbert standing there with her husband. Her husband's name is Steven, and he's played by Billy Crudup. Now, you might remember Billy Crudup. He's a famous actor. Not too famous, though. He was in a movie, no pun intended, Almost Famous. He was in Almost Famous. He was the lead. He played the lead singer of that fictional band, Stillwater, Sweetwater, whatever. Yes, Billy Crudup. He's the one that was screwing Kate Hudson and then, like, sold her to his groupie friends for like a 6-pack of Heineken. Remember that movie? Okay, that's Billy Crudup. Okay, he's been in a lot of stuff that I've seen. I saw him in a movie once in the '90s called Inventing the Abbots, which is another chick flick, but nobody saw it. But it was pretty good. It starred Joaquin Phoenix, Jennifer Connelly, Billy Crudup, obviously, and who else was in it? Oh, Liv Tyler. Liv Tyler was in that movie. Okay, and in that movie, he was like a white trash. And his little brother was Joaquin Phoenix, okay? And they lived with their mom. They were poor. They were from the poor side of town. But on the rich side of town, there was this house, Mr. Abbott's house, okay? And he had these 3 gorgeous daughters, okay? And they were all rich. They lived in the rich neighborhood and stuff, all right? Okay, well, the oldest one gets married off to some rich guy. The second oldest one, that's the one that Billy Crudup is in love with. Okay, that's Jennifer Connelly's character. She got the big tits, all right? He's in love with her. She flirts around with him and stuff, but she has a boyfriend who's rich, and so she ends up like they fuck and all that stuff, but she ends up dumping him for like the rich guy, and that breaks his heart. Okay, then you got the younger brother, Joaquin Phoenix. Okay, he's in love with the youngest daughter. Okay, that's Liv Tyler's character. Okay, and they start off as friends, and it slowly like builds into something else, slowly over time throughout the course of the movie. Well, Mr. Abbott does not like this poor guy, this poor dick guy. That's what he says. He calls it your poor dick. He doesn't like that guy dating his daughter. So he has his daughter like shipped to private school. Okay, Jennifer Connelly. So they're gone. So now he wants revenge. Now Billy Crudup wants revenge. So what does he do? He starts fucking the oldest married daughter. Okay, I'm not making this up. So now Mr. Abbott is really pissed off. Okay, she tries to get. Apparently, the oldest daughter, she's married, but they got into a fight, so she's staying at her parents' house, and that's when he shows up and starts fucking her. Okay, but she's married and she's got a kid, so he tells her, come with me, and she's like, no, I'm gonna go back to my husband because he's actually got like, you know, a 401k and stuff and health insurance, and you're just white trash, you know, whatever. So she leaves him. Okay, so that kind of fucks him up a bit. Okay, meanwhile, while all this is going on, the younger brother, Joaquin Phoenix, him and Liv Tyler are really falling in love, okay? But now they're getting older. They're going to go to, Liv Tyler's going off to college, and he's going to go work some fucking blue-collar job or something. But they keep in touch. They write letters all the time. They're going to see each other in the summer, okay? They're a couple. They love each other and all that kind of stuff, right? Well, one day he decides to go to the university to go visit Liv Tyler, okay? Just to surprise her there, okay? You know? And when he gets there, she's totally shocked. Because when he gets there, guess what he finds out? Liv Tyler is fucking his brother, Billy Crudup. So guess what? That means that Billy Crudup's character in Inventing the Abbots, he fucked all 3 of the sisters. And Joaquin Phoenix is stuck with his dick in his hand. He just got cucked by his older brother. Oh my God. It was now, you know, he's just like, because you know how Joaquin Phoenix is when he acts. He's like, you know how he acts, you know, and fucking, you know, all that happens. Well, anyway, at the end of the fucking movie, him and his brother make up, you know, because their mom died, you know, and he tells his brother, you're an asshole, but you're still my brother, I love you, blah, 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 you know, and then he goes up to Liv Tyler and says, like, hey, I'm sorry I judged you, you know, I love you no matter what. That's what my mom taught me before she died is, you know, if you love someone, you gotta love them no matter what. And even though you fucked my brother behind my back, knowing that he fucked your 2 older sisters already, it's okay, because I know you and I are meant to be together. And then they hug each other and stuff at the end. Yeah. That's called Inventing the Abbots. I think Harvey Weinstein produced that piece of shit. This was in the late 90s, you know, when Miramax was doing a lot of these movies, these low budget but emotionally impactful movies, okay? And that's where I remember Billy Crudup from, okay? I remember him playing that. And to see him go from that to this, to being the cuck now. Now, in real life, he was with a famous actress. I forgot her name. You know who she is? She's the woman from Weeds, that show Weeds. Like, I never watched that show, but it's the mom that was selling weed or whatever. It was on HBO. Well, he was with her in real life, and she was going to have his baby, and then he dumped her while she was pregnant with his baby to be with some other chick, some younger woman who was ugly, by the way. I forgot her name, but you know who I'm talking about. I can't think of her name right now, but yeah, so he's kind of famous for that as well, for dumping his pregnant girlfriend to be with a younger girl. Okay. Oh no, it's her wife. He was married to her. Sorry, dumping his pregnant wife to be with his young lover. Okay, I forgot her name, but she was on that show Homeland. Whatever. Anyway, that's Billy Crudup. Okay, and of course I also know Billy Crudup from The Watchmen because I'm a comic book nerd. He played Dr. Manhattan in the Zack Snyder Watchmen movie from 2009. Okay, so yeah, that's Billy Crudup. Okay, he plays the husband Steven. What I just told you about Billy Crudup is more information than you're going to get about this character in the entire movie. Okay, so Steven, okay, they're at a social party in New York. It's clearly obvious that Liz does not like her husband at all. She's giving him resting bitch face. She doesn't want to stand next to him. She's embarrassed by him. He's just socializing, talking to people and stuff, but she's just like rolling her eyes every time she has to look at him and just, like wanting to be anywhere but standing next to her husband at this party, okay? And of course, because men are all fucking stupid, Steven is completely oblivious to the fact that his wife cannot stand him. He has no idea at all, even though it's so fucking obvious to anybody looking at her and looking at him. Clearly, she fucking hates this guy, but he does not realize it. Of course he doesn't, okay? Because he's a fucking idiot, like all men are in these movies, okay? We meet Viola Davis's character. Yes, the black boss bitch herself, Viola Davis, the woman king herself. Yeah, she plays a character named Delia Shiraz. Now, Delia Shiraz is the black version of Julia Roberts, another boss bitch. Rich boss bitch in charge of her own life, doesn't take shit from no man. Okay, she's there too, and they're best friends because you got to prove that Liz is not racist, so her best friend has to be black. Okay, in fact, I think Delia is the only black person at this party. Anyway, Liz's best friend, okay, is a recent mother, so she's got a baby around at the party somewhere. Okay, and she has a white husband. Okay, so her husband is this tall, bald, fat, stupid beta male husband who's white. His name is Andy, okay? Because like I said, men are all stupid. They're all beta males. They're all cowards, okay? Or they're evil, okay? This movie, there's not really any evil guys in this movie, but the men in this movie are all beta males. They're all cowards. They're all stupid, okay? And her husband, Delia's husband, is just like that. So she's married to a tall white guy who's bald, fat, insecure, okay? Completely pushover. Sits in the cuck chair. He's fat, out of shape, all that kind of stuff. He cannot stand up for himself. He makes jokes. His wife automatically rolls her eyes at how embarrassed she is to be married to this fat tub of shit. That's the kind of husband that she has. His name's Andy Shiraz, okay? And it turns out that Liz would rather hang out with Delia and talk to other people while Steven is stuck holding Delia's baby. Yes. So when Delia arrives with her newborn, her black little baby, half black, half white little baby, what does she do? She automatically gives the baby to Steven because that's all he's good for, is diapering this little baby. Meanwhile, Liz and Delia can go around and socialize and mingle and act like boss bitches, while Liz's husband is just stuck there taking care of this fucking baby. Okay? He wasn't even asked to do it. He was told to do it. Okay? And of course, he acquiesces to that because he's a beta male too. Okay? Because that's all men are good for, is to just do what their fucking wives tell them. Okay, so Liz and Delia are disgusted that Steven fed the baby nachos. So later, when they're done socializing, with everybody, she comes back to get her kid, and then he tells her, oh yeah, by the way, I gave the baby some nachos, is that okay? And they're just like, oh. Like, you fucking idiot, you gave my newborn fucking nachos. What the fuck is wrong with you, okay? Well, it's not like you gave him any fucking instructions. You just gave him the fucking baby and walked away. Okay, your baby, not his, okay, and walked away, okay? So, of course, they're disgusted by this, that Steven fed the baby nachos, and so now they're going to have to change the baby's diaper upstairs. So they leave to change the diaper, okay? They go upstairs. They're inside Delia's house, okay? And clearly, once again, it's very obvious that Liz cannot stand her husband. She's disgusted by him, okay? Upstairs in the bedroom, they got the baby on the bed there. They're changing the diaper. Okay, the baby's crying. Okay, and Liz puts down motherhood. She basically starts questioning Delia. Why the hell did you decide to have a kid? What the hell is wrong with you? Okay, your pussy is not for holding children. Okay, it is for getting fucked. That's what it's there for. Okay, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, are you sick? You have some sort of virus that just made you decide that you wanted to fucking squeeze out a human being? Okay, do you have any idea how fucking stupid and nonsensical that is? What the fuck was wrong with you? That's basically what she's telling Delia. Okay, you know, okay, Liz wants to know why Delia decided to become a mom, because to her it's fucking gross and disgusting. Okay, women are meant to be boss bitches. They're not meant to fucking birth children. Okay, Delia has a shoebox. Okay, she tells her, okay, let me show you. Instead of me just telling you, let me show you this shoebox that I have under my bed. And she pulls it out. Okay, and in her shoebox is filled with baby clothes. Okay, all sorts of little baby clothes. And she tells Liz, I have slowly been filling this box up with baby clothes, waiting for the day that my tall, limp dick, fat, stupid, bald, beta male husband, okay, would finally decide to take the tampon out and decide that he wants to become a father. Okay, that's what she tells Liz. Liz replies to that by telling her, oh, I also have a shoebox too, yeah. Okay, but mine is full of National Geographic magazines and pictures of exotic countries that I always wanted to travel around the world and visit, okay? But I can't because I'm fucking married. You see, having children is not important. You know, going around the world and fucking around, eating food, that's important. That's what makes life worth it. Not having something stupid like children. Okay, children are temporary, vacations are forever. Okay, okay. And Julia Roberts, I think at this time, I think she's like 44 years old when she filmed this movie, so that means her character must be around that age. If you're gonna fucking sow your wild oats, if you want to spend all your time traveling and fucking and eating and all that, okay, you need to do that when you're young, okay? Because you've only got a certain window when you can have children. Okay, I know it sounds stupid that I got to say this, okay, but obviously Liz Gilbert needs to fucking understand this, okay, because she doesn't understand this. You've only got a certain window when you can have children. You're already past the age, okay, where it's likely you're going to get pregnant, okay? Once you're 40 years old, you only got like a 5% chance of getting pregnant, okay? And Julia Roberts was 44 years old when she filmed this movie, or 43 years old when she filmed this movie, okay? So her window is pretty much closed already. She's not going to have any children with her fucking husband, okay? So why didn't she fucking do all this shit when she was fucking younger? Why didn't she travel the world, okay, and ride cock in every fucking country and stuff her fat ass? She could have done that in her 20s. She could have done that in her 30s, okay? But now she's like 44. What the fuck is she going to do? She can't have any fucking children. What kind of man wants to marry a woman who cannot give him fucking children? What kind of a high-value man wants to marry a woman who cannot give him children? He's going to be at a fucking genetic dead end with this bitch. You see what I mean? But the movie doesn't want to talk about that. I understand that Liz doesn't want to have children. She thinks it's gross. Okay? But does her husband think that as well? Did he marry her knowing damn well he's never going to have children with her? Because they've been married for like, I think, 6 or 8 years or something by this time. Okay? So, like, what the fuck? Why is she asking herself these questions now? Why is now at 44 that she's realizing that she's wasted her life? Because she's making it sound like she gave up everything for her husband, Steven. She gave up all of her dreams for her husband, Steven, okay? Which is bullshit. Because if you saw Coyote Ugly, she wanted to be with him. Yes, Coyote Ugly is part 1. This is a sequel to Coyote Ugly. It's the same author. Coyote Ugly was her experiences trying to become a writer and working at a fucking saloon while she was trying to become a writer. And the guy that she falls in love with in that movie is Steven, the guy she's married to in this movie. Okay? So yes, Coyote Ugly was how she met her husband in this movie. Okay, with Coyote Ugly. Okay? So in Coyote Ugly, did they even deal with any of that? I want to have kids, or I never want to have kids type shit. I just want to be a boss bitch. Was any of that dealt with? I don't know. I didn't see that movie. Okay, I'm not going to go see it. I saw part of it. Okay? But yes, that's what this movie is. It's a sequel to Coyote Ugly. Okay? So now that she's been married for 6 or 8 years, now she realizes that, you know what? I never got to do anything I wanted to do. It's because I'm married to this fucking asshole here. This asshole that I fell in love with in another movie. And now I'm stuck with him, and I just expect this. I don't want this. I want some bed. I deserve bed. I'm a queen. You see what I mean? So she looks at Delia, her best friend, and she sees that as failure. Okay, being a mother is failure. Now, Delia is also married to a fucking beta male limp dick husband as well, who doesn't realize that his wife can't stand him either. Okay, but to her, that's like, I don't want that for me. That's all men are. We're all a bunch of limp dick, beta male, bald, fat, out of shape idiots. Okay, and not worthy of her. Okay, and that's what she's feeling. So she's basically letting that out. She sees motherhood as failure. That's a failure for you. I don't even understand how you could do it. You know, my shoebox is about traveling all over the world. You see what I mean? Okay, so Delia tells her that, she's not committed enough to have a baby. She tells her, Delia tells Liz, she said, listen, okay, having a baby is like getting a tattoo on your face, okay? You have to be 100% committed, okay? So she tells Liz that you're not committed to having a baby. You're never gonna have a baby because you're not capable of not being selfish enough to have a baby, okay? You're too selfish to put another human being above you, in front of you. You're not capable of that. So the movie's telling you right then and there that Liz is a selfish piece of shit, but in a nice way so that you don't hold it against her. So they don't really think about it. It's time to put you first. Thereby implying that Liz has been putting her husband first this entire marriage. And that's not fucking true. Okay? She expects no responsibility for her marriage, for her not being happy in her marriage. She accepts no responsibility. It's all his fault. Okay? She's not a bad wife. She married the wrong husband. You see what I mean? So that's going on here, okay? We get a stupid-ass fucking, the song Dreams from Fleetwood Mac. They start playing that. I guess they spent a lot of money for that song. Okay, it's raining outside, and her husband, Steven's driving her home. They're driving home from the party. Liz tells Steven that she wants to go travel to Aruba. She wants to go on vacation in Aruba. And Steven, while he's driving, immediately changes the subject. Okay, he tells her, hey, remember that guy you saw me talking to, whatever, blah, 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 the substitute teacher? Well, I was thinking that I want to be a substitute teacher too, because that guy, he's educating all the children. The children that you and I don't fucking have. Well, this guy's educating all the children. I think it's an important thing. I think I want to do that too. I think I want to go back to college. I think I want to get my master's degree. I think I might want to be a teacher, blah, 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 and of course, Liz just like, oh, yes, honey, you'd be a great teacher, okay? Just rolling her eyes at him like he's a piece of shit. He doesn't fucking matter. Okay? He's a dumbass. Okay? Liz is pissed off about this, not considering that maybe, because he changed the subject, okay? So she's pissed off at this, okay? And at no time does she or even the writer of this movie ever consider that maybe he can't fucking afford to go to fucking Aruba, because she's over here telling him what she wants to do. But he's the one that's going to have to fucking pay for it. Okay? Was it in the budget to go to Aruba? Because he acts like this is the first time he heard about it, which means that he probably needs to plan for it. He probably doesn't have the finances to do it right now. So she's dropping this on him, and maybe he just doesn't want to talk about that because what the fuck, You're basically telling me come up with fucking 20, 30 grand so we can go to Aruba. Or however much it costs. It might be 10 grand. Who knows? This was like 2010. Okay? So maybe it was cheaper back then. Okay? So I don't know, but like, did you have that lying around? Is that just there waiting for a vacation? That you have a vacation fund already available? Because if you do, you're very lucky. Okay? So she's basically telling you, hey, take me to Aruba. And he's like, you know what? Instead, I'm thinking about going back to college. And she's like, see what I mean? She's not happy because he's not doing what she wants. She wants him to read her mind. She wants him to put her first completely, but she doesn't want to put him first. She doesn't give a shit about what he's talking about. She didn't even want to stand next to him at the fucking party. But yeah, she wants him to fucking pay for a vacation for her. You see what I mean? You see the imbalance here? All right. Later on, and while they're in bed, okay, Liz is even more dissatisfied with her husband. I mean, the look on her face, just like, what the fuck am I doing laying here next to this guy? Like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? I mean, that's the look on her face. All right. Okay. And, so she's thinking to herself, the medicine man in Bali was correct. Okay. That this guy is probably going to be the short marriage, or maybe this is the one, who knows. Okay. But this marriage is going to end. Okay. So the medicine man in Bali was correct. Okay. This marriage is going to end. Notice she's not going to blame it on herself. The marriage just wasn't working out. No, you left the marriage. You left the marriage. That's why it ended. Okay. Let's talk some realism here. That's what you came to this channel for, some realism. Okay. So she goes downstairs in her beautiful house and she thinks about how she fell in love with Steven. She thinks about how she fell in love with Steven. She wanted to marry him. She wanted to buy the house that they're living in. They've been living in this house for like a year. Okay. But she's not happy. She's not happy. And she doesn't want it anymore. And you know what? It's all his fault. Now, she didn't say why it's his fault. She wanted to get married, and so did he. So how is that his fault that he wanted the same thing you wanted? She wanted to buy the house that they're living in, and so did he. So they bought the house. So how is that his fault? I mean, what the fuck were you thinking? Then why did you get married? You chose to spend your life with this guy. Doesn't it say in the marriage vow somewhere, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do us part? Whether you're bored or whether you're not bored? Doesn't that say somewhere? Isn't marriage supposed to be like a lifelong thing, till death do you part? You're devoted to each other for the rest of your lives. Isn't that what it's supposed to be? Isn't that what they say when they do the vows? Okay? No, it's just until you're not happy anymore, then you just fucking leave. And it's okay. Now, if a man does it, it's not okay. But if a woman does it, you go, girl. Okay? You do you. You take care of you. Okay? That's the message this movie is promoting here. Okay? And the fact that she went to Bali, at the beginning of this movie without her husband, that should tell you a lot about what her priorities are. Her priorities were never about her husband. Okay? They're not about making her husband happy. They're not about being loyal, faithful, devoted to her husband or giving a shit about what her husband wants. It's all about what she wants. Okay? Because this movie tells you that marriage, okay, or all chick flicks today tell you the same fucking message. Okay? That relationships are not about what you can give to your partner. It's about what the partner can give to you. And if you're no longer happy with what you're receiving, then you need to get the fuck out to take care of you. You see what I mean? At no point is there any responsibility for her to enhance his life. What can I do for my spouse? How can I put my spouse first? No, it's what is my spouse giving me? Is it good enough? Does it make me happy? If the answer is no, then I'm getting out of here and finding another spouse. You see what I mean? That's what this movie's telling you. Didn't I say it before? 70% of all divorces in America are initiated by the woman. Okay, so she wants to slip away from this marriage without hurting anybody. Okay, well, that's fucking impossible. So she don't want to be married anymore, but she doesn't want to hurt his feelings. Okay? Well, bitch, that ain't gonna fucking happen, okay? He's fucking in love with you, apparently. I don't know why, you're a fucking cunt, but he's in love with you. So of course you're gonna hurt his feelings. Not gonna understand if this guy was abusive, if he beat you up, if he cheated on you, if he stole from you, disrespected your parents, whatever. Okay, I would totally get it, but he didn't do any of these things. You just don't like him. Then why the fuck did you marry him? Now, I did not see Coyote Ugly. I don't give a shit about that, okay? But apparently you saw something in him in Coyote Ugly. There was a reason you got with him in that movie. So why the fuck did it change some fucking 6-8 years later? What changed? He already knew he was never gonna have fucking kids with you. So what the fuck? All right? The movie doesn't understand that when your needs cause hurt to innocent people, you're the bad guy. Okay? This movie doesn't understand that. You fucked over this guy just on a whim. because you just decided you wanted to go on vacation. So you fucking left your husband because you just decided you wanted to go fucking explore. Just out of nowhere. You just fucking did it. But yeah, we're supposed to sympathize with you for how difficult that choice was. How difficult is it to fuck over your husband? It's not difficult. It's not difficult at all. Most of you women just do it. Just do it without even thinking about it. Honestly. You try to rationalize, and that's what she's doing. She's going to break this man's heart. She's going to fuck him over. But she's trying to rationalize it. Well, what can I do to make it okay? Oh, simple. I'll feel guilty about it. That way I'm not a total heartless bitch. Because I actually felt bad about it for like 20 seconds. Okay? So she opens up her her shoebox. Okay? And she kneels and she prays to God. Okay? Even though she's not religious and she's never prayed before, and she doesn't go to church and she doesn't believe in Jesus, she decides to get on her knees and pray to God. She says this. She's not religious. She doesn't practice Christianity. I doubt she even believes in God. But because she feels so guilty that she's about to destroy her husband here, that she gets on her knees and she prays. Okay? She's never prayed before. She admits that too. She's never prayed to God before. What she wants God to do, okay, because her husband's life is now destroyed, but this is the extent of her suffering, okay? All she has to suffer is knowing that she's going to hurt this guy. That's it. Everything else is just a plus, okay? It's positive for her, okay? So her husband's life is now destroyed, whatever, okay? She wants God, the God that she didn't believe in until now, basically to co-sign the abandonment of her husband. She wants God to sign off on it, okay? She wants God to take away the guilt that she feels. Well, at least she's a little bit human. To take away her conscience, which she knows this isn't fair to Stephen. So somewhere deep inside of her, she understands that she's doing the wrong thing, in a sense. What she's doing to her husband is wrong. Okay? She understands that. Okay? She's walking away from her marriage. She promised this guy the rest of her life, her fidelity. And now she's changed her mind. Now she wants something else. Okay? And she wants to be able to just do it without fucking, facing the wrath of God for it. Okay? So even though she doesn't believe in God, now that she's worried, she's going to believe in God. She's only going to believe in God so that she can get what she wants. Once she gets what she wants, she's not going to have to believe in God anymore. Okay? Because that's how Christianity works. Okay? That's how religion works. Okay? So basically, she's saying, please, God, help me, show me what to do. And because she's such a good actress, you see the hurt in her eyes. You see her crying. You can see the suffering. Oh, my God. Living in that multi-million-dollar house in New York with no children. Oh, my God, she's suffering so much. Oh, help me, God. I can't take it anymore. You see what I mean? Her rich, white, privileged, neighborhood in fucking New York. She's suffering too much. It's torture. She can't handle it anymore. She's begging God for some relief, okay? Show me what to do, God, please, okay? No, that's a cop-out. That's what the movie wants you to think, okay? And that's what Julia Roberts is trying to sell you with her performance. But the truth is, she just doesn't want to feel guilty for what she's about to do. She wants God basically to forgive her before she does it. I'm going to do something to hurt this guy, but I'm asking for forgiveness beforehand, okay? Because I'm going to fucking do it, whether you forgive me or not, but I'm hoping you'll forgive me. So that's what I want to do. That's basically what this is, okay? She's like, tell me what to do, God. Please help me. So that I won't feel bad about the shitty things I want to do. That's basically what she says. All right. And God tells her to go back to bed. So she goes back to bed. You see, God's in the movie too. I forgot to tell you that. God's a co-star in this movie. Okay. Whenever Julia Roberts wants to do something selfish, okay, God will tell her it's okay. And then she does it. It's always not her fault. Okay. It's not her decisions that cause her problems. It's going to be God. You see what I mean? Because God is a man, thereby it's his fault for whatever happens to her, okay? Important point, and that's realistic too. It's true, because it's true. All right, in bed, Stephen tells her that he doesn't want to go to Aruba. I don't want to go to Aruba. See, he was paying attention to what she was saying in the car. And then she tells him, I don't want to be married to you. See how that balances out? He doesn't want to go on vacation, probably because he can't afford it. I don't think he has anything against Aruba. He probably just can't afford it, But for Liz, well, I don't want to be married because I I just don't want to be married. I want to eat. I want to travel. I want to fuck other guys. I just want to have fun. I'm only in my 40s. There's lots of guys out there that would want me. You know? So I got to have time to go experience it. So that's what it is. And I already prayed to God, and God said it was okay. You see what I mean? So now I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to get divorced, okay? If you're in a bad marriage, I get it, okay? But this is not a bad marriage, okay? This is her making it worse than it really is, okay? I'm not saying Steven's this great guy. To me, he's a fucking dumbass beta male. But all men in these movies are portrayed as dumbass beta males. So there's nothing different about him than any other guy, all right? But the thing about it is that, you know, there's a word called gratitude, okay? And when you look at some of these horrible marriages that are out there, this marriage is not one of them. Nobody's getting tortured here. Nobody's cheating yet. Nobody is beating each other up. Nobody's stealing money. There's none of that's going on, okay? Everything's going the way that they decided it. And then one day she just decided, I don't want this anymore. I deserve better. You know what? But you could also deserve worse too. You deserve worse. Okay, this movie doesn't want to talk about that part. So she decides that, yeah, right there, God told her to fucking divorce her husband. Okay? To end the fucking marriage. See? It's a man's fault. All right, I'm going to stop my review right here, but I'll be back to continue my review of this piece of shit. I thank you very much for watching this long, and I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye.